Hello, superhumans. Have you ever wondered how best to catch a liar? Well, today I'm going to show you how, so stay with me till the end. This is going to be kind of exciting because a while ago in my own personal journey, back when I um, was married to not such a nice person, he had lied to me. And I'm just going to share with you my personal journey in that. We're not going to get into the weeds about what the lie was about or anything like that. More importantly, it's how I caught him. Now, when I was married to this nefarious hoodle doer, um, I got this sense, as a lot of women do, even guys get it too, about I knew that he was doing something that he knew if I found out, I would file divorce papers. And so he was really keeping it down, but he kept lying to me. And it was stupid because he would lie to me and not remember the lie. And so it just avalanched, right? So I got trained in associated remote viewing. And it's almost kind of the same way it works as getting into the theta state when we do QHHT, where when you are in the theta state, you are in a place of non-resistance. And as in a place of non-resistance, you can get all kinds of information from what I call the cosmic internet. This is how Dolores Cannon made her name. This is how many people, Brian Weiss and all those other hypnotists, make their name, is through the ability for people to do what is now understood as associated remote viewing. But you don't always have to be in the deep theta state. What you have to be is in a place of non-resistance. And that's why people do meditation, because it's not that you empty your brain of thinking or of words, but you're narrowing that thought. You're placing your attention and intention on a something. And you are also relaxed, and you are in a place of non-resistance. Now, with my nefarious hoodle doer husband, he kept lying to me, which it just triggered everything else, which made me go looking. And so we got into such an argument. He told me, well, hire a private detective if you're so worried about it. Well, I came across somebody that did do internet detective work. And I took his name, and we eventually co-created. So he had some work that needed to be done, and I needed this work to be done. So anyway, I didn't do anything right then. I thought, well, Sally's getting her knickers in a twist or what have you. But I just kept like, I know he's lying to me. And so what I did was this. I was using, I don't have to do this anymore. And those of you who do use pendulums, there's nothing wrong with it. And this is how I'm going to show everybody right now how to use the pendulum to detect a liar. And as you get more proficient into tuning in, the pendulum is no longer going to be needed, because you're going to understand how information actually flows through your mind, your body, your spirit. And you can feel that energy coming through. You will know on a visceral level, because your body never lies to you, when something is right and when something is wrong. But everybody sort of has their own way of understanding that language. So we're not going to get bogged down in the weeds right now on that. But suffice to say, as you use your pendulum, it will begin to make sense to you. Now, excuse me, the pendulum, there's no magic here. It's no evil thing. It's no angelic thing. It's just a thing. The pendulum is just a thing. And what it does is when you are using it, and I'm going to put this down so you can sort of see it here. When you're using it, show me yes, show me no, show me I need more information. It automatically goes. But I'm pretty tuned in to my pendulum. And you will be too once you get a pendulum and tune into it. Because this is quartz crystal. It's a frequency. It's like working with a radio station, if you will. There is no magic between you and the pendulum. What is actually happening is that the subconscious mind is moving the pendulum using the micro movements of your body. So this way you're working with the subconscious mind. Again, this is like in quantum healing hypnosis technique. When we put people into a theta state, you are working with a theta state, the subconscious mind. And the pendulum is responding to that. Now, here's the thing and the caution I have to give you and why the setup is so important. You can override it. If you have a huge investment in the outcome of the answer, that you believe so strongly that the answer is a certain thing, you're going to get that answer. And that was the mistake I made on several times 15 years ago when I was taught how to use it. But in somebody else's wisdom, they taught me the proper way to use it. That is going to be step one for this. And then I'll tell you what happens later in that process of what I discovered. So we'll get into that. But right now, let's focus on, let's say you have a pendulum. Now, for me, because you have to work within your belief system, no matter what your belief system is, you have to work within that belief system. For me, I always say the Lord's Prayer. I'm not religious, but I am highly spiritual. And I do believe that Yeshua is definitely, I believe in his lessons. And I believe in the connection to God's source energy. And because of that, it goes from not believing, for me, it goes to knowing. But to get set up, I always say the Lord's Prayer, probably because of my being raised as a certain way as a child. So I say that, and it makes me feel much better. Now, the next thing I do, I'm holding the pendulum because everything is attention and intention. You're putting your focus into the subconscious mind. And that's the key part, because you are actually tuning into your own subconscious mind. And everything, according to quantum physics, every thought, everything that has ever been thought, created, or done is already in the cosmic internet. Some of you call it the Akashic Records, but did you know that your DNA itself acts as an antenna? There is a certain strand that you have of your DNA that connects into the higher self, into that realm, into, the cosmic internet. All right. So what I do is I hold my pendulum because it's about attention and intention and focus. Now, once I've said the Lord's Prayer, the next step I say is, because I'm talking to God, because that's me. I do me, you do you. I don't have to convince you how to do you. But you want to make sure that you are coming in with the purest of intention for truth and accuracy information. That is the intention. Now, and also making sure that you are blocked so that your energy is not overriding the pendulum. And it can happen. So as you learn how to do this, make sure that you come into the process before you accuse somebody of lying to you, that you are not overriding your own information, your own fears. All right. So that's going to take a little bit of practice. For me, I got the information. And then later, it was probably 6 or 7 months later, I finally decided to hire this person. We took stuff out in trade, so it was free, which was great. And he did some little sleuthing and found out doggone, I was right. So that problem got resolved, let me just say. So, all right, so I'm holding my pendulum. It's in my hand, and I'm placing into my subconscious by speaking it out loud. One, there's part of a quantum field component to that. That's in other videos, or you can go on Gaia.com and watch Dr. Teresa Ballard talk to you about how the voice imprints the quantum field. So there is that. So I focus on that. I say it out loud. But the biggest thing is that I'm placing it into my own subconscious. And my own subconscious is going to tap into the cosmic internet. So there it is. There it is in a nutshell. You want more? We're going to have to dig deeper in other videos. All right. So here we go. Once I say the Lord's Prayer, I then say, Lord, bring into my mind all answers to all questions I have immediately upon asking in truth and accuracy only for the best and highest good for all. I'll stay focused on that a few times because the more you say it out loud, the more focused you become, the more intention is set. The next part of it, I say this, Lord, surround me with your divine protection. Keep me fully safe from all physical and non-physical energies. The next part of it is I say, Lord, block my energies from moving the pendulum. Block all energies from moving the pendulum. Block my ego, my biases, my filters, my opinions, my emotions, my consciousness, my subconsciousness, my personality. Only God's source energy flows through my mind, body, spirit, and soul and moves the pendulum. Now, let me stop there for a minute. For those of you who have not done an energy clearing and removed anchor points, that's down around the solar plexus, maybe a little bit lower, where negative energies can hook into you, you might not want to do this. So we'll be putting up videos in the future that will teach you how to clear anchor points of negative energies. So you don't ever have to worry about, what do they call them? Energy vampires, energies, negative energies getting into you. So that'll be coming up. But if you are a Reiki healer or just a healer or somebody who's very spiritual and you've already got the negative energy cleared out of you and your environment, then you are ready to go. If you need help, if you're somebody who needs help, reach out to me. And on my website, I do have 25 minutes for $25. I'm not trying to plug that, but just so you don't know, you don't have to put a lot of investment in money to getting yourself set up and ready to go. All right, then the next thing I do is I focus on the person. So I'll say that name out loud 3 times, and I'll keep saying the name out loud. Put in connection with, da-da-da-da-da-da. Put me in connection with. Do we have a full energy connection with? And then I'll ask their higher self, may I ask questions? And the answer is yes. All right, so the question I have is, have you ever lied to me? And I get, yes, I have. I have lied to you. All right, can you place into my mind, in truth and accuracy only, what you lied to me about? Now, I'm going to tell you right now, using this pendulum, if you're doing it right, you can be blocked right here. When you are working with somebody in somebody else's energy, the first thing I'm going to tell you is always ask that person if you can tap into their higher self. Now, in my case, my nefarious hoodoo doer gave me permission to tune in because, one, he didn't believe in any of this stuff. And so he thought, yeah, make her happy, go on. She's not going to find anything there. But anyway, I asked. So don't just go randomly tapping into people. And I'll tell you, if you do that, that's going to be really bad karma. So don't do that because you don't want anybody tapping into you without your permission. Now, I will tell you, there is a cosmic stop sign. If you are not meant to get in, if you're asking and you're trying to get in, it's going to tell you no if you're doing it right. And that's why you want to make sure that you are set up correctly, because if you are being told that you can get in and that person does not know you're tapping in, they've not in person giving you permission, you're not tuned into that person's higher self. You're tuned into a trickster energy that will tell you whatever fear you got going on. That is why I have actually been a little bit reluctant to put this out on the Wild West of the YouTube realm, only because I'm so afraid that somebody out there is going to grab a hold of this, try to tune in without, getting permission that's proper. Then they're going to get tuned into some trickster energy that's going to lead them down the primrose path of destruction, not only for themselves, but potentially for the person that they're trying to work with, because it's going to, not have a very good outcome. So this is not about that. This is about catching somebody lying to you and understanding at the end of the day how best to handle somebody who's lied to you. Never react in emotion, because that'll never get you anywhere. That'll just cause chaos and mayhem. So there is a way to do that. But, all right, so Mama Bear side of me in my squirrel moment has got that out. Only tune in to people you have permission with, because otherwise it's going to be a trickster energy and it's going to lie to you and feed into your fears. Understand, I have done this for a lot of years and I have made that mistake. And that did create a big problem with somebody else. So, in my own family. Unfortunately, we got it worked out and I figured out what was going on, but I got proper training to know what was going on. I'll leave it there for now. All right. So the next thing you say, okay, so you've got all the permission from both the higher self and the person that you're working with. And then you go into your higher self and you say, because remember, the beautiful thing is you can tap into your higher self no matter what anybody else is doing. And if you want the roundabout, ask your higher self if that person's lied to you and what did they lie to you about? Because it is a co-creative moment when somebody lies to you. So it's also in your blueprint energetic field. So if you feel that you don't want to ask the person, can I tap into you energetically? Then you can always say, can I tune into my own higher self and find out if that person has lied to me, and if so, what it is. Now, the reason I kind of hesitate telling you even that part is because if you are personally not very careful to check your own fears at the door, then this will not work for you. You have got to get out of your own way. You have to be in a place of non-resistance, and that means you don't care what the outcome is. That you are not triggered because they lied to you. If you're getting just the information, yes, they lied to you. Okay, all right, they lied to me. This highlights a problem that needs to be healed or worked on. And then you take that information just as information and say, okay, how do I heal this particular situation? And that's going to be key. All right, so then I will say, as I'm using my pendulum, and I've got it right here, I will say, I should probably pull it over here because I probably can't see it. Can't get it up high enough. I'll say, has this person lied to me? Yes. Is this lie in their blueprint energetic field or in our blueprint energetic field? And if you get yes, it's all about in how to ask the question. Now make sure that you are leaving out the word no and not. Quick reminder, just for a quick moment, Teresa Caputo in one of her shows said when she first did her readings out there that her first thing was to tell Spirit, do not bring me any men, for her first public reading. And her first public reading was nothing but men. Understand the language of the universe. If you are not ready, reach out to me. But the universe is like typing into a computer, a program. So what you're putting into it, you might say, give me a four-legged animal with fur, whatever. And you type in FOX, but in your mind you're thinking DOG, you're going to get the fox, right? So How you use language is critical in this. So for me, and tapping into their higher self, because I had permission, and then I also check into my higher self to see if there was a co-creation. Did I allow the lie, or did I pick up on the lie? Did I perceive the lie? These are some of the words you can use. Now, once I understand I've been lied to, what did they lie to me about? That's the part where you drill down. And so when I found out the person lied to me, can you tell me more? Bring into my awareness. Feed me the truth. Place into my mind the truth and accuracy of what happened. When you are in a place of non-resistance, the information that is flowing into you in 8 seconds or less will be coming from the subconscious mind. If it goes beyond that, well, that's the conscious mind. The conscious mind, or the fear mind, or what Dolores Cannon calls Mr. Stupid. So just disregard any of that. So this is basically what you're trying to do, is allow, without any distraction going on, get your cell phone away. Make sure if there's anybody that's in your household, this is a time when you can do it without interruptions and without fear. Getting into a place of non-resistance, setting the intention up for truth and accuracy only, and blocking all energies, and only allowing God's source energy to flow through your mind, body, spirit, and soul. That's key. So once you block all energies, go back. When you're setting yourself up, forgot that part. God, Lord, whatever, God source energy. Only God source energy flows through my mind, body, spirit, and soul, and moves the pendulum in truth and accuracy only, for the best and highest good for all. Because when you're trying to catch a liar, you're not trying to prove yourself right. You're trying to, one, either protect yourself or correct a problem that does exist. So back to my little personal story. I got what I got using this method. I got the month, I got the where, so the when, the where, and I saw what else sort of happened, and what didn't take place that almost took place. And it came real close. But he made a different decision, which is why nothing ended then. But here's the thing. Once you understand that somebody's lying to you, you're very suspect that they'll ever tell you the truth from that point forward. So that's where you kind of have to get really centered with yourself and heal the wounds within yourself. So no matter what happens in the world, or who does what to who, that you are solid within yourself, and that no matter what's going on, you are fine, because you are the creator of your reality. And that's what my work is all about, getting you strong, understanding how to properly use a pendulum, maybe if you don't want to catch a liar, but for any other question. And that's actually what we're going to be talking about in some future videos, on how to use the pendulum, and more specifically, how to set yourself up properly, block the energies, allow God source energy through, and what language to use. Because I promise you, it is like programming a computer. It begins to make you think some of the stuff that we see on the Wild West of the YouTube channels, the internet, that maybe we actually do live in a matrix, because everything really comes down to resistance and non-resistance and the free choice. It's all about what you do with it. And that's a beautiful thing. Once you know that you have the power to create your reality, once you understand that you can get information that is like this, it is amazing. It's a game changer. It makes you feel like, all right, you got this. Now, when I brought in my fella that did the internet sleuthing, well, it turns out I was right. My little pendulum, with my little focused on attention, intention, focusing into the higher self of that person, focusing into the higher self of myself. The truth was there. I remotely reviewed. I can't even talk. Associated remote viewed exactly what took place. What was cool is that it flowed into me like almost like a fire hose. The information came in so fast. And I had images just like boom, 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 boom. It was just like a massive download all at once. And when I checked it, I said, is this information accurate? And then I go through what I was given and I stated, is this truth? Is this accurate? And then everything I got was accurate. Then when you juxtapose that with what came back from the forensics of what was on the internet, he was busted. The nefarious hoodle-doer was busted. Now, of course, he never admitted to it. He probably never will admit to it. He probably he's more like the kind of guy that would probably say, well, somebody else planted there that I'm above reproach. I never did that. Why don't you trust me? Well, because you did this. That's why I don't ever trust you again. So it's kind of like Ronald Reagan, trust but verify. For those of us old enough to remember that statement. So I hope that this video has been helpful in helping you begin to understand how to set yourself up. One, to use the pendulum, and two, how to get truth and accuracy. If you can't go to the person, go to your own higher self and find out what your higher self asks. And make sure that when you are asking for truth and accuracy, always double check it at the end. At the end, ask, is this coming from my blueprint energetic field? And we'll talk about that in future videos. So you want to know more? Please hit the subscribe button and hit the notification bell so you don't miss an upload of some more interesting tidbits on how to ignite your superhuman in you. Thanks for watching.